If you want to expand the storage of your new M1 Mac or your iPad, there are plenty of options on the market. From buying your own SSD and putting it into an enclosure, buying an SSD ready to go, or going with a RAID or NAS box, there are options for everyone. But if you want the fastest external storage you can buy for your Mac, then these Thunderbolt SSDs are your best options. So, which of these 4 great options should you get? Hey, I'm Jerry, and I have 4 Thunderbolt 3 SSDs from Western Digital's G Technology, LaCie, OWC, and Samsung. I wanted to know which one of these devices is the fastest and just overall the best value. In choosing these specific Thunderbolt 3 drives, I wanted them all to be 1 terabyte in size and not have a built-in Thunderbolt cable. Each of these 4 drives claim a speed of up to 2,800 megabytes per second, and except for this LC, which is about $400, the others run about $350 for the 1 terabyte models. They each come with their own software for computer backups, but I'm not going to be reviewing the software in this video. So the reason that I wanted to test Thunderbolt SSDs over, say, USB-C or RAID arrays or even a NAS is that simply the performance of these drives is much higher, the footprint much smaller, and none of these require external power supplies because they're all completely bus powered. These drives can be used for editing video directly on a computer, used for temporary, super fast storage, backups, or even a boot drive for your Mac. Even the new iPad Pro with M1 can take advantage of faster storage, with apps like LumaFusion announcing that you'll be able to edit directly off of an external drive. If you have an older Mac with a slower SSD or spinning disk, then installing macOS on one of these external Thunderbolt drives will make your computer feel like brand new. So let's take a look at these 4 drives and their features before testing their speed. First up, we have the Samsung X5. This drive's all plastic on the outside, with a status light on the back, a slightly grippy bottom, and smooth, shiny top. I like the red accents of this drive, and because it looks cool, you know it's fast. This drive has a magnesium alloy structure inside that can help it withstand a 6-foot drop, and it comes with a 3-year warranty. The G Drive Mobile Pro SSD is mostly a soft touch plastic on the outside, with a visible blue heatsink and a front-facing status light. The Mobile Pro comes with a 5-year warranty, if that's important to you, and can sustain a 3-meter drop and 1,000 pounds of crushing power. The LaCie Rugged SSD Pro is fully encapsulated in a soft silicone case and is the most compact of the 4 drives. Like I said earlier, LaCie is the most expensive of these 1 terabyte Thunderbolt drives, but it does come with IP67 water and dust resistance, along with a 3-meter drop protection and the same 5-year warranty as the G Drive. And last, the OWC Envoy Pro FX. This thing feels like a brick. The entire outside is solid aluminum, which my guess is makes it a big heatsink. It's very unassuming with the basic gray and a white logo. The Envoy Pro FX has a 3-year warranty, IP67 water and dust resistance, and is drop tested according to some kind of military spec. To test all 4 of these Thunderbolt SSDs, I'll be connecting them both to an M1 MacBook Pro and a 16-inch MacBook Pro using a CalDigit Thunderbolt 4 cable. This cable is backwards compatible with Thunderbolt 3, USB 4, and USB-C. Because the Thunderbolt controller on the M1 Macs seems to be a bit different than on the Intel Macs, I'll show you the speed I get on both processor types. And instead of Blackmagic, I'll be using the AJA System Utility Lite app, which you can get for free on the Mac App Store. I'll be testing 4K video on a 16 gigabyte test file with the cache turned off in the settings. I have formatted each of the drives to use Apple's APFS file system. As you can see from the initial test results on the 16-inch MacBook Pro, all of these Thunderbolt drives performed exceptionally well, and actually very similar to each other. There are really just a few megabytes per second difference between each of these drives, running around 2100 megabytes per second write and 2400 megabytes per second read. Obviously, those are pretty good numbers for a Thunderbolt SSD that's faster than you're going to find on pretty much any other external storage for a Mac. I was a bit surprised in how close they all were to each other, but let's take a look at some of the other tests for a little bit more info. When using the MacBook Pro M1, you can see a dramatic drop in write speeds for all of the drives. But what is interesting is that the read speeds actually increased 200 to 300 megabytes per second on all of the drives. For my test, the G Drive Mobile Pro lost the least amount of write speed when connected to the M1, and I reran the test multiple times on all of the drives to verify. The write speed drop on the M1 Max is exactly what I've been seeing with all of my tests on the M1 for the last 6 months. And looking around the internet, it seems pretty universal. It's a hefty drop, and I tested it multiple times, so something to think about. Now, running a single test will only give you part of the story. As you use solid-state disks, they have a potential to heat up and slow down. So I also ran an extended 10-minute test on the 16-inch MacBook Pro by setting the AJA utility to run continuously. After 10 minutes of running, I checked the speed and temperature of the drives. The read speed of all of the drives had only minor changes, but as expected, there was a write penalty on the Thunderbolt SSDs after they were used for a few minutes straight. I'll get to the OWC drive in just a moment, but first let's look at how much write performance we lost. Starting with the Samsung X5, we saw a write speed of 2200 megabytes per second initially on the 16-inch MacBook Pro, and that plummeted all the way down to 780 megabytes per second after 10 minutes. That's a loss of about 65%. The G drive did better, losing about 32%, going from 2100 megabytes per second to around 1400, which is still better than the LaCie, which went from about 2100 down to 1000 megabytes per second at around a 50% loss. The OWC drive, on the other hand, actually did something a bit different and surprising. After running the same 10-minute test on the OWC Envoy Pro FX, I didn't lose a single megabyte per second. Both tests showed a write speed of 2100, which is pretty amazing. Just to reiterate, I did double check all of these tests, and I even triple checked some. And in case you're wondering, the longer tests on the M1 MacBook Pro bore similar results to the Intel 10-minute test. As far as temperature, the drives with the fastest speeds after the 10-minute test also had a cooler temperature, leading me to believe that the thermal dissipation helped the OWC and the G drive. Now, I don't think that there's a clear winner here because the best Thunderbolt SSD is going to depend on a couple of things. Do you want a 5-year warranty? Do you have an Intel or an M1 Mac? And is your workflow mostly short bursts or longer processing tasks that require more constant data transfer? I think that if you're running an M1 Mac, the G Drive Mobile Pro is going to be the fastest Thunderbolt SSD for you. It comes with a 5-year warranty and even did pretty well on the extended tests. If you're running an Intel Mac or still have one in your workflow, then the OWC Envoy Pro FX is probably going to surprise you with its sustained performance. It's cheaper than the G Drive by about $50, but only has a 3-year warranty. If you absolutely need the most rugged, compact drive that looks like it can take some abuse, go with the LaCie Rugged SSD Pro and test out that 5-year warranty, but it's going to cost you another $50. As far as the Samsung X5, it looks cool, but I just can't recommend it over any of the others at this time. But I want to know, what do you think about my tests? Are you in the market to add some fast storage to your ailing Mac, or do you have a project that needs extra boosts of speed? Let me know below. If you're curious what Apple devices I'm currently using today, then check out this video right over here. It's a good one. Hit the thumbs up button if you liked it, hit subscribe if you want, and I'll see you next time.